What size I-beam do I need to span 25 feet and support 2,000 pounds at the center with a maximum 2-inch down deflection at center?
Hello. I can help. How are you doing today? I'll be happy to help you. Please give me a few minutes to read your question completely and I'll let you know if I need additional information. Before we get started, I'd like to point out that a professional engineer's standard of care typically includes a site visit to assess field conditions and get an overall understanding of the structure. This can obviously not be accomplished through the internet. The information provided here is meant for informational purposes only, general sizing and budgeting, and is based on the information provided by you. Only vertical gravity loads will be considered, no lateral loads or analysis is looked at. This can be a big part of the design that will need to be considered. The information should be verified by a professional engineer who can visit the site to ensure that potentially important information has not been overlooked or omitted. What is the use of the beam? 2 inches of deflection is a lot for a 25 span. How did you determine that is acceptable?
I have been using a homemade hoist trolley in my shop that hangs from the roof girders. When I load the hoist down, max 2,000 pounds, I notice that the roof sags a bit, so I want to convert to an I-beam for my hoist trolley. I use the hoist for lifting 16 inches to 24 inches diameter pipe, usually about 8 feet long. I figure that 2-inch deflection is about what I have been getting with my homemade system. That deflection has worked okay so far, so I figured I could work with that much with the I-beam.
Are you still there? It shows you as typing, but I haven't seen anything come through. It just came through now. I apologize for the technical problem. I would limit deflection for this application to about 1/2 inch.
That should be roof girder.
Give me a few minutes to run some numbers. Do you have a preferred depth?
1/2 inch will work for me so long as it does not force me into a very large I-beam. No preferred depth. I have plenty of height to work with.
You can plan for a W8 by 31 beam ASTM A992 GR. 50. The first number is XXXXX depth in inches and the second number is XXXXX weight of the beam in pounds per foot. This will limit deflection under a full design load to approximately 1/2 inch. You'll need to have a local engineer size the support posts and footings and design and detail the connections. It was great talking with you. Do you have any additional concerns?
Is that a standard I-beam with the angled flanges? In other words, where the top and bottom flats get thicker as they go to the center.
Do you have any other questions for me before I go to bed?
Just the one I just sent you.
Did you see my answer above for the size? Sorry. I just saw your question come through. It's a standard I-beam, but the flanges are not tapered.
Yes. But I want to make sure about what I'm looking for. I know there are beams that are called H-beams.
Do you want one with tapered flanges? This would be an S shape instead of a W shape. H-beams are generally used for piles.
I have no preference. I'm just not sure that my local steel yard will recognize the type of beam you specified.
They will. It's a standard shape for Mike.
Oh. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Good night.
I should say that they should. No problem.
I'm rating your response as excellent.
Thank you. Best of luck with your project.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/ythi.